Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of Video Clips, filmed at the same time as Thursday, still wearing the same Make Americans Free Again shirt. So if you want to get Make Americans Free Again clothing, go to our website at makeamericansfreeagain.com and you can order it. It helps fund our lawsuit and that sort of thing. Stuff we're trying to do to make life better for you. What we get done here, we're exporting to other places, and we expect to make your life better too, wherever it is that you live. Reminder, COVID Operation. People tell me it's a great book. I think it is. I think we did a good job writing about this in a way that makes it easy to understand, but helps you understand the breadth of this mess that we're in at this point in time. So a couple things I'll just remind you about. If you live in Central Ohio, Tuesdays at Wellness Forum, 6 p.m. Eastern here. The gatherings are back, and Thursday night MAPA gatherings are going on here as well. So usually on Fridays, I talk about consequences, and gosh, I've broken down and cried, and I've been angry, and you guys write back, and you say you're angry and you're crying, and all that sort of thing. So I thought that today I'm trying to be in a more uplifting frame of mind for a variety of reasons. I need to be that way for my own sanity, and so might you. So I thought I would share some stories of people, two in particular, that really represent resilience, which I talked about on Wednesday, and trying to make things better in spite of all of this. So the first one has to do with a woman I recently got acquainted with, and who's a fighter like we are. I have a lot of respect for her. And here's what she wrote to me. My two girls were told their piano recital will be in person this Christmas, but only one parent can come. What if one kid chooses mom and the other one dad? So now I need to choose my favorite kid whose wish will be granted. What do? Flip a coin? Well, here is my reply to her. Please note I sent her a link to some factual, calm, scientific resources at least once monthly. So my text. We will host our own piano recital with family and friends. I cannot in good conscience ask my kids to choose which parent they want to attend. A bit too Nazi Germany for my liking. We can attempt Zoom if it works, Otherwise, we shall miss it again this year. I do understand your need to comply to government mandates. We choose not to subscribe to the fear. Sweden, mask-free and living normally. Oh, in Florida, Ivar Cummings, Del Bigtree of the High Wire, Rand Paul. Check out those people too. Her response from the piano teacher: I understand where you're coming from and respect that there are many different opinions concerning social distancing and wearing of face masks, but at this time I'm going to stay with the plan for recitals as stated in the newsletter. I love teaching your girls, and I'm hopeful that your girls will still be able to participate, but I respect your decision to withdraw and have them perform in a separate recital. It will be a hard decision for some families as to which parent will attend in person, and hopefully this will be the one and only time. This decision was not made lightly, and I gave great thought to the difficulties it would present for some. Hopefully by the May recital, we will be able to make different plans. And here's what I have to say about this. First of all, yay to this mom for saying we're not participating in nonsense. I think that needs to be our new mantra. I personally, me, Pam Popper, will not participate in nonsense. I just won't do it. So yay for this woman. And what a lovely thing. We'll have a piano recital. We'll invite friends, and the girls will get to perform. And it will be a smaller gathering, but a much more normal thing. And the other thing that I want to say is, in what universe can two parents versus one parent have such a big effect? I mean, is this back to this virus is so smart that when the second parent sits down, it says, okay, we're going in for the kill now because we got a second parent in the room. I mean, this is just more of the none of this makes any sense. And when people inflict these crazy rules, I think it is a perfectly rational thing to say thanks, but no thanks. And then I wanted to finish with this one because it's just a great way to end the week. This is about making a decision, a complicated decision, but I felt it was safe enough, and this is how it went. And the title of this is The Balcony. My parents are both 91 years old. They live in a seniors facility and their apartment is on the main floor. They have a patio door with a fenced balcony. Since April, my siblings and I have frequently stood outside their balcony and waved to them as this was the only allowable means to see them. This is Canada, and we now have cold weather. Only 2 designated people are allowed into my parents' suite. I'm not one of the designates because there are 3 siblings and I live out of town. In order for me to see them outside, I have to make appointments 24 hours in advance of visiting. My dad has been in and out of the hospital every couple of weeks over the last 2 months. He has a permanent catheter and has been developing blood clots, and doctors believe the blood thinner meds he was prescribed were the cause of his severe pain. He made the decision to stop taking the blood thinners, which puts him at high risk for a stroke or heart attack, but he should no longer be in pain. He wanted to stay out of the hospital and spend quality time with my mom, who's been diagnosed with level 2 dementia. My dad uses a walker. He's 3/4 blind. I made the trip a few days ago to visit. I, of course, wanted to see both my parents, but I could only make an appointment to visit with my mom in a secluded room at their senior residence home. I passed the screening and the temperature check and was handed a new mask. I was allowed a half-hour visit with my mom. But I wanted to see my dad. He had tested negative for COVID, but he was in isolation since coming home from the hospital the previous day. My sister and I walked to the balcony to see them, but then we decided to break the rules. We climbed over the balcony railing and we went inside their suite. My dad was so happy to have us come in illegally, and I cried as we hugged, and I sat very close to him so he could hear as well as see me clearly. We made quick cups of coffee and had some cookies. For the first time, my dad told me he loved me. We don't know when we would see each other again, or even if we ever would. I'm so glad my sister and I ungracefully and with the help of a chair and stool climbed over that balcony. My family and seeing my parents are more important than this pandemic. The most romantic love story isn't Romeo and Juliet who died together, but Grandma and Grandpa who grew old together. And so painful stories nonetheless, particularly the last one, but people basically taking matters into their own hands and saying enough is enough. And I think we're all getting to that point. Enough is enough. And I certainly don't want you to think I'm encouraging rule breaking, God forbid. But there does come a time when priorities take precedence. And I think family is one of those things. So bravo to these two families who made good decisions on behalf of their loved ones and refused to go along with the program. And hopefully we'll see some more of that. That would be a welcome and good thing, I think. So I think that's enough for now. It's all for today and for the week. Pass this on to anybody who you think would enjoy this perspective. And I will be back to you next week with more news, more forbidden news, and more video clips. Thank you for watching.